This gorgeous mani and design was done with all gels. What's up, nail crew? It's Nicole, your fellow nail obsessed DIYer. I am trying out Gel Monsta today. Their gels are all HEMA free. So when I saw them, I was so excited to try them out. This is my first official collaboration with any brand off of Zillabeau. The first thing I wanted to do, since I haven't tried out different gels in a really long time, because there aren't a lot of high quality HEMA free brands out there that I've found. So I was super excited to try these. I was looking through and like just checking out the consistency to see how they were, like of the gel base, the gel top, looking at all the colors. And they come with these cute little cards that like give you more information about the gels too. I cannot wait to wear some of these. And I was so ready to jump into some fall manis. So I decided to go with like a very fall look with the yellow and the pink and do some fun designs with it. I have been wanting to try doing a sunflower type design, like sunflower vibe type design. It wasn't a true sunflower, but I absolutely loved the consistency of these gels. They are on the thicker side. They're Korean gels. So on my natural nails, I have a really thin layer of builder gel. And then after my builder gel, I have peel base. So I went over every single one of my nails with a really thin layer of the gel base first so that my colors would stick. And I had no problems getting this gel to be nice and thin, even though it was like a thicker viscosity. I really liked the viscosity of the gel. It wasn't runny, but it wasn't so thick that I couldn't get it thin. And I absolutely loved how the gel base and gel top went on. The gel top ended up being super shiny, so I was pumped about that. The first color that I'm using is this gorgeous pink. It's called Mauve Pink, and then the yellow that I'm going to use is the dark yellow. These are all found on Zillabeau, so people have been asking me a bunch like, hey, we want more like recommendations for other gels to try, but I am so particular about what gels I use on my nails. It took me a while to find one that I was comfortable with trying out on my nails. I don't have a gel allergy, obviously, since I'm using these, but if I'm going to use anything on my nails, I want to know that the quality is definitely there. Okay, so I started putting these colors on. I did one base, one layer of the pink, and then I did one layer of the yellow. And let me tell you, I was so blown away at the opacity of these gels. Like one coat, I literally could have gotten away with doing one coat of each of the colors because the color payout was so great on them. I was like super excited to see how much of the color like showed up on that first layer. When you're doing gel on your nails, any kind of gel, doesn't matter what it is, you want to make sure that you use some kind of angled eyeshadow brush or an angled cleanup tool and clean off the sides of your skin or anywhere that you got a little bit of gel on. So I like to go around my nails with a cleanup tool and then some isopropyl alcohol to really make sure I leave absolutely nothing on my skin. I flash cure each nail for 5 seconds after I apply the gel to it. I do this whatever kind of gel I'm using. I don't like my gel to run into my cuticles and then have to fix it again. So I always like to flash cure my nail 5-10 seconds if I'm doing builder gel, but just for a color, I do 5 seconds. And I would flash cure it just for 5 seconds before I moved on to the next nail. Once I got all 5 nails done, I did a full cure, and then I went in for the second layer, doing flash curing each one and then doing a full cure at the end. Now, something I do want to say is I like to cure my thumb separately. I found that when I put my thumb in the lamp by itself, I'm really like making sure that it is in there and fully curing, because what happened before to me was that I didn't fully cure my thumb. It only happened once. It was because I had my thumb at a weird angle. So I always recommend to people to cure your thumb separately than the rest of your other 4 fingers. And that's when you're doing the full cure. One thing that I noticed with these gels was you could kind of float them around and they'd really self-level, which was great. Since they're a little bit thicker viscosity, sometimes I find that it's either harder to like get them to look even, but these I was able to really like float nicely across my nail. And then I sometimes flipped them over if I felt like it needed to if I felt like the gel needed to self level a little bit, I would just flip it over for a couple seconds and they self leveled so nicely when I would do that as well. If you've watched any of my videos before, you know it's not a Nicole Mani unless I've done at least one or two things wrong when doing my nails. I made my pinky a little bit too thick. I wasn't paying attention when I was trying to put the gel on, and my pinky ended up a little bit thicker than I like, but I love this mani so much. Stay tuned for all the nail art that I do because I am trying all these different ways to do nail art, and I haven't done gel nail art in a long time. Okay, it's probably been at least a year since I've done any kind of nail art with gel, so I was definitely rusty, but these gels were so easy to work with. What I ended up doing was once I finished fully curing all of my nails, then I got out a nail art palette and put little like dollops of the gel colors that I wanted to use down so that then I could use nail art, like thin nail art brushes to do my sunflower type designs. And I don't remember where I saw this, but I saw somebody do like a flower design where they layered it different colors, and so I thought, okay, like I feel like I could do that to make the sunflower, type design that I wanted to do look like more dimensional. So I took the light cream color first to give it that base. And I noticed for me, and this actually applies to when I'm doing stamping too, I tend to go with a lighter base just because then I'm able to get my colors to pop more on top of it. So this light cream was really beautiful, worked great for the first layer, and I was doing like the sunflower type petals first. I made sure that I flash cured 5 seconds so that I could go in and finish the rest of the first layer, and then I fully cured that before I went in with the second layer. I used the dark yellow to go in and give my little flower designs more dimension. So adding the yellow in second because I wanted to have that part be a little bit thinner, and I was like trying some different ways to use brushes. I've been trying to do a lot of that lately, just having fun with different nail art. I loved how the yellow looked over top of the white. Something that I missed doing after I flash cured was I accidentally got some on my skin and forgot to remove it before even flash curing. So after the mani was over, I ended up going in just with a sanding band and just filing off any of the gel that was left over on my skin that partially cured there, just to make sure I didn't leave anything on my skin. Then I went in with their black, which was stunningly perfectly black, and did the little insides of the sunflower. I started off with just a dot and then I wanted it to have a little bit more dimension. Like I just took some extra black with a really thin nail art brush, like the one of the thinnest I own, and just did like these little lines with it that kind of made it look like the black was shooting out a little bit more. So like the seeds or whatever, I don't know, I don't know anything about flowers, that it just made it look more natural. And then I was trying to figure out like, okay, I want a little bit of something else with this. I feel like sunflowers with polka dots is really cute. So I went in and just did some little dots on the sides right beside it. I wanted this to be like a very subtle transition mani from summer to fall. And absolutely loved how the design turned out. This is one of my favorite mani color combos I have ever done. If you have not done a gorgeous lighter mauve pink and a very like fall type yellow, a darker yellow, you are missing out, okay? This color combination was giving me life, and I was so excited about the design, how it turned out. Once I finished with each of the layers of the design, I fully cured in between each layer just to make sure I was being safe. I never want to leave any uncured gel on my nails. So once I finished fully curing that, then I did a layer of gel base over every single nail. I wasn't sure how these were going to go with just doing gel top coat straight over it. I know some gels, you really need that gel base underneath. So I thought, you know what? I'm just going to go in with the gel base first. I wanted to wear these for a while, and then I went in with the gel top. And the gel top was definitely thicker. It took me a little bit more to get it thin, but it leveled out so beautifully that I did not mind a little bit of extra work. And then once I got it down, like how it felt to get it nice and even and let it level out on my thumb. Then I felt for the rest of my nails, I was able to just quickly float it over. So I didn't put as much on the brush for the gel top and then floated it over my nails. I felt like that was the way that these worked really nicely for the base and the top to float them versus like pressing really hard down into your nails. Every gel that I've worked with tends to be a little bit different when you work with it, and I sometimes it just takes some time to figure out how to get it to look the way that you want. And of course, I capped my edges because we always want to cap our edges to make our gel manis or whatever kind of mani we're doing last longer. I'll make sure I link everything that I used from Gel Monsta off Zillabeau down in the description. Now that you're excited about gels, make sure you check out this next video and we'll learn more fun things you can do with a gel manicure. Thanks for joining me today, nail crew.